What's up, everybody? It's Eli here from TreeFall Studios. I'm here to show you a little bit about PitterPot today and talk about some of the things that you've noticed in our newest trailer. We've made a ton of changes since the last time we updated you guys on this game, the last time we did a developer commentary. We've been posting a little bit about our updates behind the scenes for Patreons only, and this is just going to be a longer in-depth video talking about some of the things we've done for everybody to check out. So, PitterPot is now in Unity 5. Unity 5 has given us much greater control over lighting, post-processing effects, and material editing. That's a little bit technical, but for instance, we're going to talk about depth of field. We posted a picture about this on our Twitter page, but basically now there's like new effects that we have on PitterPot to make the scene more realistic and more lifelike. For instance, I'm going to walk right up here to this pagoda. All right, you can see how the camera is still focused on PitterPot. His textures are rendering correctly and clearly, but you can see that this plant, this bush right here, is actually blurred out, and you can see that this pagoda post right here is blurred out. So we have this effect going on now to where, like, when you're close to the camera, when you get the camera close to something, it blurs out and it focuses on PitterPot, and it also does that a little bit for the distance. So just a little new feature update to show you guys that we're working on the graphics and trying to make PitterPot as current as we can. Another little thing to note that people would just never notice unless we pointed it out, look at the little shadow details where these wood posts come in contact with the wooden crossbeam of this pagoda. There's better shadow detail around the entire world, and that's due to ambient occlusion. We couldn't really do this as well in Unity 4. Unity 5 just gives us much easier control over these types of things. And another example is look at how the metal looks on this telescope. You can see the light shines off of it in the world, and when you spin the camera around, you can just see it looks just like metal. That goes the same for this golden pot over here, which I will mention again when I talk about the new collectible system. So that's a few updates on the new image effects that we've got going and post-processing going on in PitterPot. We're aiming to make the graphics a bit better and keep it up with like current gen. We're working really hard, especially being a small team, basically a two-man team. But we want to bring the best possible product that we can to you. We have added quite a few little details, and we're going to be adding a ton over like the next few weeks before we go to submit. Most of the game is done. We just have a couple levels and then small details to add in. For instance, a small detail that we added after the trailer are these leaf piles. We used to have leaf piles in the game, but we've changed their material and their texture. But now when you run through them, PitterPot knocks up leaves. Just a small little detail that we're adding in the world just to make it more lifelike. We hope you guys are looking forward to that. Since the trailer launched, you can see there's a new vine attack. So PitterPot has a physical plant attack, along with being able to use different seed abilities that you unlock throughout the game. So this has changed collecting, so you can see there's seed crates now, which you can bust open and grab seeds. I'm going to briefly mention this is a collectathon game, so it's in the style of like Spyro the Dragon for PlayStation fans, like myself, and Banjo-Kazooie for your Nintendo 64 platforming goodness, Super Mario 64, those types of games. That's where this kind of style lays. So there's a certain amount of collectibles per level, and the main goal of the game is to collect items. So these pine tree seeds, which are just the standard seeds, there's 100 of those per level. That is your low tier collectible. They're easy to find and they're everywhere. The golden pot I just picked up, and they basically lead you through the level, by the way. The golden pot I just picked up is the mid-tier collectible for this game, which is a new addition that we just added. And basically, there's 5 of those per level, and if you can get all 5, you unlock a new acorn. The acorn is the high tier and main collectible, and PitterPot needs them to regrow his garden since he's from the woods. And there used to be 2 per level, but we've expanded the reach of each level to add a 3rd secret acorn, or in some cases a more accessible acorn to help you go through the levels. So now there's 3 per level, which really extended the gameplay time, especially since we're going to be running gameplay tests with just clearing it and then running gameplay tests where we collect all 100 pine tree seeds in every level, all 5 pots per level, and all 4 acorns per level. So basically there's 3 acorns per level, and then you get a 4th one when you get all the pots. The boss levels obviously are just going to have 1 acorn when you defeat the boss. There's going to be a boss level per world. And the bonus levels also have 1 acorn. So that gives you an idea of like what type of things you're going to be collecting. I will say that the vine attack here really opened up the gameplay. It makes collecting more fun. Running around to bust seed crates and other smashable collectibles really helps break up the variety of just picking up these regular seeds that are hidden around. So we're really looking forward to that. And not only can you use the vines to smash through collectibles to pick up items, but you can also use it to attack certain enemies, small enemies, and you can also use it to activate certain objects. We didn't show any in the trailer, but in the final release date trailer we'll show some. There's going to be levers and other things like that that you can activate and knock over and cut using your vine attack ability. Just briefly mention some of the game design stuff behind it. I think it was pretty technical to finally get to implement the vines. But I really like them. They change in their animation. They wiggle up and down when you spin, and also they grow out of the center of PitterPot's body, which is his like a main pot. So they grow out of the dirt and then they shrink back into the dirt very quickly when their hitbox is done. So it took a while to get it working well, but I actually think the effect turned out much better than we had hoped. I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Let me know in the comments below if you like the new vine attack, and what do you think about it. A couple other technical details. We noticed people were complaining about the camera. This was a major complaint on most of the videos that we have posted. We have got that fixed, or at least we believe that we have it fixed. Cameras are really finicky to lots of different people, so a lot of people do like auto cams and some people like controllable cameras. We've changed it to a controllable camera. So it basically just follows PitterPot. Wherever you run, wherever you go, it follows you at a certain distance, and you can turn around and run into the camera. But you notice now that this camera, see how it's rotating around PitterPot? I'm doing that with my control over the right stick. So you can exactly place the camera wherever you want. You can get the best view you want. You can run through this log here looking behind him, or you can turn around and set it to the side and you can see him through the little crack in the log, which was our original plan for this model anyways. So there's much greater control over the game and the environment. You can see the details that we've put in the background parts of the levels much better now, for instance. So we hope that this just makes your gameplay experience so much better. Another little thing about PitterPot's model, not only do we add the vine attack, not only do we fix the camera, but we also have one of our viewers complained that they thought the jump animation wasn't so good. We've actually animated that so it's, it had a little bit of a jump glitch in there depending on how long you held it, and we got that fixed to where it's much smoother. And we're probably still going to work on his model just a little bit before the game is finally submitted, but overall he's feeling so much better, and we think it looks a lot better. So basically, to do a quick recap of the updates, I'm not going to show, we've shown a whole lot of the first level. This is the first level. I'm not going to go upstairs to like the second and third, we'll call them floors, I guess, to show the rest of the level. I'm just going to stay down here in this first area. I've been running around just, doing things. You can also see, we showed the telescope here, but you can look up through telescopes and see certain items or collectibles. It kind of gives you an example of where to go, especially when the levels are a little bit bigger. Level 1 is a little linear, more so than all the other levels, just because it kind of leads you through, and this is where the tutorial is going to be, teaching you how to jump, teaching you how to bust crates, teaching you how to plant seeds. We showed this big one up here. You got to plant the seed in the dirt here to grow the vines to climb up to the top. You know, it teaches you how to attack enemies and how to collect things, all those types of things. So this one's a little bit more linear, although you do have to traverse back through the level to solve some of these puzzles and get some of these acorns. But that's not the case for every level, for sure. But I'm not going to show too much. Just to do a quick rundown, we've added new lighting effects, new image effects like depth of field, ambient occlusion. A lot of technical the materials are much better now than Unity 5, so there's a lot of technical additions that we've done in our gameplay to improve the aesthetics. Really, we've added little details like these particle effects when you run through the leaves. We've added things like the seed crates to change the way collectibles are done. We've added a new attack so you can directly attack enemies and directly pick up collectibles using the attack. The jump's better and the camera's better. We're going to have another update right before the game comes out to show you a little bit more, not to spoil too much, but we're going to show like one more boss off and show like some more of these vine abilities and more of the seed abilities that PitterPot gets. So far we've only really shown like the ability he has of planting things. So you basically can plant seeds, like you can plant these seeds right here and grow things like the vines and grow platforms basically that he needs to traverse certain areas. But we've shown a lot of like the seed bomb, which you use to blow up bigger walls, hidden walls, attack larger enemies, those type of things. But he's also going to have a few other seed related and plant related abilities that we haven't even mentioned yet. But really trying to avoid spoilers. We've been really showing just what we've wanted to show. I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I hope you're liking the plant knowledge and themes that we're putting into the game. It's coming soon. We're working really hard to get this out for you. We've had this announced for years. I hope you guys think that the development time was worth it, that we've enhanced the game that you really wanted, because we really wanted to give you our original. When we originally announced this game, we had a vision for it, and it's finally coming to where this is what we saw when we first started. We just weren't really good enough, and we weren't really experienced enough, and it's taken a year or two to like slowly grow our development skills by releasing other games, by working every day, and we're finally getting to the point where we're getting to be more competent in game development. And I hope it shows, especially through these trailers and through some of these commentaries. And when you guys get the game, I would really love to know what you think. And as always, if you have any concerns or complaints or whatever, just leave it in the comments below, and we will do our best to address them. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thanks for supporting TreeFall Studios.